Welcome to Epic Tales Universe, where we take you on captivating journeys through the myths, legends, and ancient stories that have shaped civilizations throughout time. Today, we unravel one of the most profound and enigmatic figures in Norse mythology, Odin, the Allfather. His tale is woven through sacrifice, knowledge, magic, and war. As we explore the many facets of Odin's existence, you will discover a god who shaped the destiny of gods and men alike. Settle in and let this tale take you back to a time when the world was young, and the gods walked among mortals. In the beginning, before the earth was formed and before the sun rose, there was nothing but the great void of Ginnungagap. From this empty abyss emerged two primal forces, the ice of Niflheim and the fire of Muspelheim. As these two forces collided, they created Ymir, the first giant. From Ymir's body, other giants sprang forth, and from the melting ice came a great cow, Audhumla, who nourished Ymir with her milk. Audhumla, while licking the ice for sustenance, uncovered Buri, the first of the Aesir gods. Buri fathered Bor, who in turn fathered three sons, Odin, Vili, and Ve. Together, these three brothers would shape the world as we know it. Odin, from the very beginning, distinguished himself as the leader, the wisest and most powerful among his kin. Alongside his brothers, Odin slew Ymir in an epic battle, and from Ymir's massive body, they created the world. His blood became the oceans and rivers, his flesh the earth, and his bones the mountains. The brothers used Ymir's skull to form the sky, held aloft by four dwarves named North, South, East, and West. From the sparks of Muspelheim, they created the stars. In this way, Odin and his brothers crafted the cosmos, a delicate balance of order from the chaos of primordial forces. But Odin was not content with simply creating the world. He sought to fill it with life, intelligence, and spirit. Together with Vili and Ve, Odin found two logs washed up on the shores of the newly formed land. From these lifeless pieces of wood, Odin breathed life into them, giving them the gift of consciousness. These were the first humans, Ask and Embla, who would become the ancestors of all humankind. Odin's creation of humanity was not an act of simple curiosity. It was a deliberate and profound decision to populate the world with beings capable of thought, feeling, and purpose. As the Allfather, Odin's role was not only to rule over the gods and men but to seek out the deepest truths of existence. He was a god driven by an insatiable desire to know everything, past, present, and future. This quest for knowledge defined Odin's life and led him to make incredible sacrifices in its pursuit. One of the most famous of these sacrifices occurred at the Well of Mimir, which lay beneath the roots of Yggdrasil, the world tree. This well was said to contain the knowledge of the cosmos, secrets too vast and profound for ordinary beings to comprehend. But Mimir, the guardian of the well, would not part with his knowledge easily. When Odin came to drink from the well and gain this wisdom, Mimir demanded an offering of great value. Without hesitation, Odin plucked out his right eye and offered it in exchange for the ability to see beyond the physical world. The sacrifice was accepted, and from that moment on, Odin's vision was no longer limited to what mortals could see. He could now perceive the hidden truths of the universe, destiny, fate, and the secret workings of time itself. His one-eyed visage became a symbol of his unparalleled wisdom, earned through great personal cost. But Odin's thirst for knowledge did not end with the loss of his eye. His quest continued, leading him to an even greater sacrifice, one that would forever bind him to the mysteries of magic and fate. To master the runes, the ancient symbols that held the power of magic, prophecy, and control over life and death, Odin underwent a grueling trial. He hung himself from the branches of Yggdrasil, pierced by his own spear, Gungnir, and dangled there for 9 long days and nights. During this time, he was neither alive nor dead, teetering on the edge of the unknown, seeking the secrets hidden within the runes. At the end of this ordeal, the runes revealed themselves to him, and with them, the power to shape and alter the fabric of the universe. Odin had once again sacrificed a part of himself to gain mastery over fate. Odin's wisdom, however, was not just theoretical or mystical. It had practical applications, especially when it came to war. As a god of battle, Odin was deeply intertwined with the fate of warriors. He did not simply observe from a distance. He actively chose who would fall in battle and who would live to fight another day. Those who died heroically were gathered by his Valkyries, celestial maidens who rode through the skies on their winged steeds. These fallen warriors, known as the Einherjar, were brought to Valhalla, Odin's majestic hall, where they would feast, fight, and train, preparing for the final battle of Ragnarok. Odin's selection of warriors for Valhalla was not random. He valued courage, honor, and loyalty above all else. He did not necessarily choose the strongest or the most skilled, but those who showed unwavering bravery in the face of death. In Valhalla, the Einherjar trained tirelessly, for Odin knew that a great doom was approaching, the end of the world, Ragnarok. During this apocalyptic event, the gods would face their greatest enemies, the giants, the monstrous wolf Fenrir, and the great serpent Jormungandr. Odin, with his foresight, knew that Ragnarok was inevitable, and though he would meet his end at Fenrir's jaws, he did not shy away from his fate. Instead, he prepared, gathering the bravest souls to stand with him in the final battle. But Odin's wisdom was not only tied to the affairs of gods and warriors. He was deeply connected to the magical arts, particularly Side, a form of sorcery associated with fate and prophecy. Through Side, Odin learned the most terrifying of all truths, the prophecy of Ragnarok. This event would bring about the end of the gods, the destruction of the world, and the rise of a new order. Odin knew that his own death was written in the stars, yet he continued to prepare, to gather knowledge, and to lead his people with unwavering determination. Even in the face of certain death, Odin stood as a symbol of courage and wisdom, embracing his fate rather than fleeing from it. Odin's connection to the world of magic and knowledge was further strengthened by his two ravens, Hugin and Munin. Every day, these ravens flew across the 9 realms, gathering information and observing the happenings of gods, giants, and men. Hugin, whose name means thought, and Munin, meaning memory, would return to Odin at the end of each day, perching on his shoulders and whispering all they had seen into his ears. In this way, Odin stayed constantly informed, always one step ahead of those around him. His mind was a vast repository of information, storing the collective knowledge of the world, both past and present. Odin's presence was not only felt in the halls of Asgard or the fields of Valhalla. He often wandered the world of mortals, Midgard, disguised as a gray-bearded old man with a wide-brimmed hat and a long cloak. In this guise, he would test the hospitality, wisdom, and courage of those he encountered. Sometimes, he would offer cryptic advice or gifts of great value, but other times, he would leave destruction in his wake if those he visited proved unworthy. These journeys among mortals cemented Odin's reputation as a god who was both approachable and distant, a figure who could bless or curse with equal measure. The legacy of Odin is one of profound complexity. He was not simply a warrior or a king. He was a seeker of truth, a master of magic, and a protector of those who showed bravery in the face of danger. His story teaches us that wisdom is not freely given. It must be earned, often at great personal sacrifice. Odin's willingness to give up his eye, to hang from Yggdrasil, and to face his own doom shows us the value of perseverance, courage, and the unrelenting pursuit of knowledge. Though his fate at Ragnarok was sealed, Odin's influence extends far beyond his death, echoing through the ages as a symbol of strength, wisdom, and leadership. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the story of Odin. If you enjoyed this tale and want to hear more legendary stories from around the world, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Epic Tales Universe. Share your thoughts and suggestions for future stories in the comments. And as always, we'll see you in the next epic tale.